guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel and welcome back to another Sims 4 speedbuilding video, or welcome to the channel if you are new here. So in today's video, as you might be able to tell, I'm going to be building in the world of San Myshuno, and I'm going to build an apartment, which feels really strange to say because I haven't shared an apartment in such a long time. There was a phase on my channel that I went through where I used to consistently just build apartments. It's one of my favourite things to build in the game, and I feel like I haven't built one in like maybe a year or something, so it's definitely been a while, but I'm really excited to share this video with you guys today. So this apartment is 20 Culpeper House. I believe it's in the top left corner, but from memory I believe it is called 20 Culpeper House. Now originally there is actually a family that lives in here when you first go into city living, you first go into your game, but for my save file I've decided that I don't want to include them, and so I decided that I wanted to build a new apartment for a new family, which I will be speaking about in a little while. But it actually really surprised me that I'm actually sharing this particular apartment speed build for you guys today, because I've been on YouTube for something around about 2 years, maybe a bit over 2 years, and I've never actually shared an apartment speed build in this particular apartment. I feel like I've done the majority of the apartments, but I've never even shared one of this particular apartment. Now, for a really long time, I've been so intimidated by the size of this particular apartment. It's just so big, and the thing about this apartment is like one whole wall is just windows, like one whole side of the whole entire apartment is just windows, and then the other sides there's nothing, there's no windows, and so it's quite hard to floor plan, and that's why I've never actually shared a speed build, just because I found it so intimidating, and I always kind of couldn't imagine another floor plan to the pre-existing one when you first got to city living, and so yeah, I just found it really difficult. Overall though, I am actually so happy with the way that this whole entire apartment turned out. Not just the floor plan, just the way that everything kind of comes together. I really like the way that I've cluttered up this apartment, and yeah, I just really like it, so hopefully you guys like it as well. I don't think I've actually mentioned yet, but this apartment is 3 bathrooms I believe and 4 bedrooms, but it does sleep 6 Sims. So there is a parent's bedroom which sleeps 2 Sims, there is a teenager's bedroom that has a double bed in, but I imagine it only sleeps 1 Sim in there. Then there is actually a child's bedroom that has a single bed, and then there's a second child's bedroom which sleeps 2 Sims in there because there is 2 single beds. Obviously if you wanted to add maybe another child's bed into the singular child's bedroom, then you could definitely do that. You could have 7. Maybe if you wanted to swap out the double bed in the teenager's bedroom, you could definitely do that. And ultimately if you wanted to have 8 Sims sleep in this apartment, then you can definitely do that. I feel like that would be so easy to do. But for the family that I imagined that's actually going to live in this apartment for my save file, I didn't need as many beds as 8, so that's why there is only 6. But talking about the family that's going to live in this apartment for my save file, I've already got a rough idea of who they are and kind of what they're going to be doing, and kind of like a rough idea of their storyline. And so what I'm kind of going off for the minute, obviously this will get refined more as I get closer to releasing my save file. I'll obviously design the family, create the family, give them friendships, give them skills, etc, etc, and like hobbies and stuff. But kind of like the rough idea that I've got at the minute is the story for the family is they're actually from Montgomery. They had to move to the city for one of the parents' jobs. I kind of feel like one of the parents is going to be in the salary person career, or maybe they're going to be in the business career or something, and they had to relocate for their job. I don't know if it was maybe a higher position or something, but ultimately they had to move from Montgomery into San Myshuno, into this city. And so when they did that, they obviously moved their whole entire family with them into this really large apartment in San Myshuno in the Spice District. And they're just a workaholic, they're always at work. And then the other parent I feel like is going to be a stay-at-home parent. They're not going to have a job, maybe they've got like a kind of side business on the side. Maybe they sell art or candles or something on Plopsy, or maybe they knit and sell that on Plopsy or something. But ultimately I imagine that one's going to be working in the city, working in either like the business career or the salary person career, and the other Sim is going to be a stay-at-home parent. They're going to be the one that does all the cooking, all the cleaning, ultimately looks after the kids and kind of keeps the family all together as kind of like the glue in the family. And yeah, that's kind of like the rough idea that I've got for the parents. Now for the children, the teenager I kind of feel like might be a little bit artistic, only because I did actually put the art easel into their bedroom, and so that's kind of like the idea that I'm going off. Then there is also 3 children in the family. One of the children I imagine to be really sporty. one of the other children I imagined to also be into arts and crafts and all that kind of stuff. So I gave them the art desk that we got from Knifty Knitting that kind of has a load of art decorations and like little pieces of paint and stuff. So I gave them that desk. And then the last child I imagined to be really academic and really into reading and science and all that kind of stuff. And so that's just kind of like the rough idea that I've got at the minute. Obviously, if you download this apartment off the gallery and you want to have your own family play in it and live in it, obviously you can do whatever you want. The only thing I ask is if you ever download any of my builds is please just do not upload them or like re-upload them to the gallery, because obviously I've built it, and if you re-upload it then the credit is not actually given to the person that built it. So that's the only thing I ask. You can obviously do anything else with this apartment that you want to do. But talking about the gallery, because I did actually just remind myself that there is a massive problem with the gallery at the minute, and I don't know what it is, and it's really annoying. But basically, when I finished this like building this apartment and I came to upload it to the gallery, or just to save it to my library rather, I remembered that someone actually mentioned it in their video, and I can't remember who it was, so I'm not going to say someone's name if it wasn't actually them, because if I'm being honest, I can't remember whose video I was watching and they actually mentioned it. But basically, at the minute, there's some kind of glitch with the gallery and you can't upload apartments anymore. Now, you've never actually been able to upload apartments, which personally, I don't really understand, because we got the City Living expansion pack, which has apartments, and the gallery is some massive part of The Sims 4, and it's kind of like the selling point for The Sims 4. So surely, if we have apartments and you're able to build apartments and you want to share apartments onto the gallery, surely there should have been some kind of function or something on the gallery so you can actually upload apartments. But we've never been able to, and I still don't understand to this day. The way that we would normally, or you would normally upload an apartment to the gallery, is you would basically take a room, start with one room, and then just kind of go in and delete the wall that connects maybe the kitchen to the bedroom. You would delete one section of the wall and then rejoin it with using the little arrows instead of actually rebuilding it. Just rejoin it up together and do that for the whole apartment, and then you could save that whole apartment as a room and then upload the room to the gallery. For some reason, I still don't understand it. Why have we never been able to upload actual apartment? I don't know. Anyway, moving past that one, when I actually finished building this and I went to go and save this whole entire apartment to my library, I did the exact same routine that I normally do. You know, I normally start off with kind of like the lounge or the kitchen room. I started it off, I deleted one of the walls and I rejoined it up together, and it wouldn't have it. And then I tried to do it with another room and it still wouldn't have it. And then I realised that there was this massive glitch with the gallery at the minute, and you can't do that, and you can't basically upload a whole entire apartment if it's got separate rooms. Now, when I realised that this was a problem, I had one of three options that I could choose from. My first option that I was thinking about doing was holding off, not sharing this onto the gallery, and just waiting until the function is fixed on the gallery so I can re-upload it as a room as I normally would, and you know, we're all good. But then I thought, but if you watch my speed build and you really wanted to have this in your game and you didn't want to recreate it, then that would be a bit annoying. You know, I've just released a speed build of me building something and you can't actually download it. And so I thought, right, no, that one's a bit pants. We won't do that one. Then the next thing I thought about doing was uploading all of the rooms as individual rooms, because I can upload a room, I just can't upload a rejoined room. And so I was thinking, I'll just re-upload all of the rooms separately. But then I realised I've got like 15, 16 separate rooms in this apartment. If you count the bathrooms, obviously the walk-in wardrobes from Get Together, the bedrooms, etc, etc. I've got a lot of rooms. And so I thought, if you follow me on the gallery, you're definitely going to unfollow me, because that would be so annoying. I'll just be spamming your game if you're in game, because if you follow someone and they upload something to the gallery, you get a notification. Imagine if you follow me on the gallery and I upload like 15, 16 different things, you're going to get annoyed and you're probably going to unfollow me, and I don't want that to happen either. So that's out the window. I'm not doing that one. So what I think I'm going to do, and what I'm actually resorted to, is basically I'm going to upload this whole entire apartment, but I'm going to try and do it so I delete the wall and you just have to rejoin the walls yourself. So it will all be technically one room, because I'll delete part of each and every single room's wall. And then when you go in and you actually wanted to, you know, start playing in it, you're just going to have to add in them one or two extra wall pieces here and there. That is honestly the best way that I can think about like getting around it. I just really wish that I remembered that this was a problem before I actually built a massive apartment. It had to be one of the biggest ones, didn't it? It couldn't be just one of the singular, you know, like the studio apartments I had to build. It had to be one of the biggest ones in the game, and there's a glitch at the minute. So I mean, I should have really thought about that before I started building it, but whatever. But yeah, I just really quickly wanted to mention that just in case you do decide to download this build off the gallery and you're looking at it and you're like, why is the walls missing? And so I just wanted to give a brief explanation. But anyway, I feel like I've been rambling on for such a long time. I actually want to speak about the build a little bit. So as you would have seen, I did just do one of the children's bedroom. It's directly next to this one. This is the one that I imagined that a sporty child lived in, and so I actually gave them the bedspread from Snowy Escapes that looks like it's got a snow border on it. I was kind of thinking maybe, even though the family have moved from Mount Kamaribi to San Myshuno because of one of the parents' jobs, I have a feeling that maybe every weekend or maybe every few weekends they still travel to Mount Kamaribi. Maybe they visit their grandparents every weekend or something, and they still like to do all the snow activities like skiing and snowboarding and sledding, etc, etc. But now I have actually moved on and I've started doing the other children's bedroom, and so this is the bedroom that actually sleeps at 2 children. There is 2 singular beds in here. Now if I told you the amount of time I actually spent trying to figure out how to lay out the beds and all the furniture in this bedroom, you'd be amazed. It took me literally forever, it felt like, but I finally settled on this kind of arrangement of all the furniture and the beds and stuff. As you can see now, I'm going in, it looks like a massive mess because I've got loads of these laundry detergent bottles. They're just placeholders so objects don't clip to the desk and the bookcase, etc. I do end up deleting them, don't worry, but at the minute you can see that I'm going in and I'm cluttering up with so many debug menu items. There is all of the toys that you get from Knifty, like the bears and the Grim Reapers and stuff. There's also some posters, there's some skulls, there's some snow globes, there's the little tiny collectible things that we got with Snowy Escapes. Can't remember what they're called off the top of my head, but it's just a lot of clutter in this bedroom. I really wanted to clutter it up to the maximum. I also did include these 2 posters over here from City Living. I often see them in the debug menu and I'm always like, oh, they'll look really good in a child's bedroom, and then I always normally forget about it. So I'm actually really happy that I actually remembered to include them into this bedroom because it's something that I've been kind of reminding myself to include into a child's bedroom. But anyway, as you can see, all of this footage basically now for the rest of this bedroom is just me going in and cluttering up all of the spaces. Over here, I've got the little arts and crafts desk that we actually got from Knifty Knitting. And again, it looks like a massive mess with all these laundry detergent bottles, but I do actually delete them in a little while. But I do actually forget to delete the ones on the very top of the desk, but don't worry, before I upload it to the gallery, I will make sure to delete them. And before I take the screenshots, I will also make sure to delete them. But anyway, now I'm just going around the room and finishing it off. Finally, the cluttering has stopped. I'm just going to finish it off by putting this little rug underneath this void crotter station thing. There is actually a few of the void, you know what I'm talking about, them cards, them collectibles that children can play. There is a few of them already in the room, but obviously your Sims can just purchase them online and stuff and they can collect them. But now I've actually moved on into the teenager's bedroom. The teenager's bedroom is actually my favourite bedroom, I think. I just really like the placement of it. I really like that it's got kind of like the windows on diagonals and on a corner. Hopefully you know what I'm talking about. I just really like this bedroom. This is the teenager that I imagine to be into arts and stuff, and so I do include an art easel into this bedroom. I went for this wallpaper, which is base game, which by the way, I was actually meant to mention it at the start, but the reason why I always cut out the wallpaper when I'm actually wallpapering all of my houses and stuff is because it takes me too long. But I feel like with apartments it's necessary to keep it in, and you would have seen how long it actually took me to choose all the different wallpapers. And I did actually switch up the one in the children's bedroom that we just did. Originally I actually did it as a yellow wallpaper, and obviously when you just saw me furnish it, it turned out to be a pink and like peachy wallpaper. Just the whole process of wallpapering and flooring a house or an apartment just takes me so long. I can never decide on what one I actually want to choose, but I just thought I'd mention it because this wallpaper I don't think I've ever actually used in this particular swatch. It's quite a nice kind of like a deep pink, almost purpley kind of colour, and I really liked it. I actually matched it with the City Living bed, which is kind of in like this navy and purple colour, and I feel like the colour scheme just kind of all goes together in this room. But anyways, moving on to the last room in this apartment. This is the parents' bedroom. It's located at the opposite end of the apartment to the children's bedrooms. So kind of like the parents have got their own space, you know, they've got their own little bedroom, they've got their own ensuite, and they've also got their own little walk-in wardrobe. There's not much in this room. It's just like the standard bedroom furniture, a bed, a bedside table. There is also the vintage Glamour stuff, little vanity table, which I'm just adding in now though. And that is basically it for this voiceover. So as always, you guys can download download this build via the gallery. My origin ID is JessicapieYT, or you could just search for the hashtag JessicapieYT or just the hashtag Jessicapie. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, if you do like my content, then please do subscribe, and hopefully I will see you in my next Sims 4 speed building video. Bye guys.